Welcome back. We have Tina Chakrabarti here, who is an Access Consciousness facilitator with her upcoming season of Money, Wealth and Riches. And in this episode, we're going to dive deeper into money matters. So, handing over to you, Tina, why does money matter? Can you expand upon this so people can really understand the depth more?
Absolutely. Thank you, Morgana. And this is the third one we are doing, aren't we?
Yes. So far, I'm
Yes.
learning so much from these as well myself. It's like so fun to do as well.
Yeah,
Expands my mind,
yeah,
my awareness.
yeah. And I love the idea about the questions that come to our head when we do these. For
Yeah.
example, why does money matter? Why does
Yeah.
money matter? What is money? How does it contribute to us? So peeling it back, going back to our first conversation that we had about what is money? What is your money reality? And what are the few expectations that you pile on poor money because you are
Yes.
depending on it, and you're saying that only if that happens we are able to achieve, we are able to succeed, we are able to um, procure things, buy things, have luxury. Money is this like huge roadblock, this huge barrier. Based on that, you make your choices, you make it a limitation. So
Yes.
every time you would like to have something in your life, instead of making a demand from yourself, instead of trusting your abilities, your capabilities, you become a slave to the limitation. You become this needy person. Instead of making the demand, you go to blame money or say simply, I don't have that, so I can't have it. So this and that. So first, because I don't have the money, I won't be able to have that. And there, you just put the full stop, a big one.
Cut off for
Um,
creativity.
you are absolutely. So you're not willing to work for it. No, you're not willing to explore other possibilities. You're not willing to ask any questions. It's a perfect excuse to not do anything. Sit down and wait. If we look at visionaries, people who have been able to create large empires, those are the people who have kept going, asking the question, what else is possible? What else is possible? What else is possible? And then they explore more and more possibilities. They do not let money be the only factor or the obstacle on the way of their journey. They're willing to explore possibilities. And when they are able to find those possibilities, the money magically, miraculously appears in the form of an angel investor, in the form of somebody who's just come into money and are willing to invest it. And they say, oh, I was about to invest it somewhere else. I can give this much to you, and you can begin. And people find interesting ways of sourcing the endeavors. Like nowadays, people do a lot of startups. They go
Yes.
ahead and say, okay, let's crowdsource. So then you open up things on your website saying that I'm not depending on one huge source of money. I am willing to crowdsource my startup, which means that multiple people can contribute to me. So the ability to explore
Explore.
is
Exploration.
completely exploration. The ability to explore is completely destroyed when you conclude that this is the only way that I can receive money. And only I can receive it. And nobody else can receive money because I'm the special one. I'm doing the hard work. She shouldn't receive money. He shouldn't receive money. Only I can receive money. Okay. And I can receive money only through my business. I can receive money only through my job. I can receive money only from dad. I can receive money only from my boyfriend, from my husband, and we have these conclusions. The
It's a
moment you say
limit.
only from, yeah, it's a limit. When we say only, 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 and then we say, that I can have money from here, or I will not have money from here because I have a judgment about that person, or from that thing, or from that profession, or from anything. If you have a limitation, you cannot receive if you are not willing to be it. If you have a judgment about something, you cannot receive. You cannot receive money from your study table. So you sit on your study table and you ideate, but you don't like your study table as much. You constantly judge it. Guess what happens? It's funny, but you won't be able to create money from it. The ideas will come to you, but they will not go into fruition. That will not generate abundance for you because you began with the judgment that, oh, this is not the best creative space for me to work in. There you go. close the door. Money matters. We are saying money matters because it is not just about money, is it? It is
No.
beyond money. It's your
Yes.
thought process,
Way beyond it.
way beyond it. It's your mindset. And interestingly, when you're able to flip it in one area of your life, everything else changes as if by magic. Not only everything, everyone else also changes. You will notice the more you will use the tools, the way people deal with you, your boss, your team members, your employer, your employee, your partners, your vendors, everybody will start behaving differently with you. You will become a different vibration. You will become the money magnet. And when you take away money from that word, you become a magnet of possibilities, not only in
Oh,
the
I love
area of
that.
finances, but everything else. You attract luxury. You attract opulence around you. You attract beauty around you. You attract beautiful things. So it is just not about money. We love talking about money because that is one thing that hooks everybody maximum. It
Yes.
is a thing in everybody's universe.
Yes.
So
It's
that's
so
money matters.
fascinating. Thank you for sharing that, because I even look back to when I sort of first started my business, and I just thought, I mean, I made it a success when I first started out. It was like, this is how I'm earning my money, this is what I'm doing, and it was consistent, but nothing else was different
Yes.
and nothing else changed. And it was just like very boring after a while, and it did get tedious. And actually, when I started using the access tools, things started changing, and there were other avenues I'd never even considered before. Awareness that I never even had before. It just opened up my awareness of possibilities. And we really have to apply these tools on a constant basis to be able to actually see the changes. It's not just about having the tool once, trying it once, and expecting your whole life to change. This is actually being the tool as well, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
implementing
And
it.
sometimes we make the business our limitation.
Yes.
And
Yes.
how we do business also our limitation.
Yes.
How do we make a business our limitation? Let's look at that.
Yeah, let's
You
go with
make
that.
your business a limitation because you start depending on receiving money only from your business. Your
Yes.
thought process becomes funneled. You create a funnel that money can only come through my business. So you start doing your energy pulls and everything else that I want to receive money from my business, from this, from that. All of that, instead of opening up wider and thinking, if not from business, how else can I
Yes.
receive money? So you make business your limitation. And then you lean on your success formula that this worked for me in the past, and I will continue doing the same, and it can continue getting the same results. Guess what happens? It tapers down over a period of time. If you're lucky, it will stay there, or else it eventually dissipates because you're not infusing it with new ideas and new explorations.
And new energy
And
as well.
sometimes new
Yeah.
energies as well.
Get bored. We're
And sometimes,
humanoids. Well, you might not be a humanoid, but we're gonna discuss more of that in the call.
yeah, yeah. And sometimes you don't even recognize, and you're scared, dead
Yes.
scared to ask the question, are we done? Now
Yeah.
I'm going to delve a little bit into relationships. Let's
Yes.
consider money to be a human being or a humanoid, whatever you want to call it. And how many times we cling on to these dead relationships,
Oh my
toxic
goodness.
relationships.
Yep.
Yeah, we drag them on, we keep hanging on to them,
We
we have our
grasp.
inner awareness. Yeah, I mean, we have our inner awareness, but we don't listen to it.
Yes.
We call it loyalty, we call it trust, we call it commitment, all these misidentified, misapplied concepts, and we keep dragging it along. Don't ask the question, are we done? I have heard people who drag out this for years and years and years before they ask that question. What if that was money? You are unwilling to ask the question to your business, are we done? If we are, what is the reset we require? Do we need to add? Do we need to change? Do we need to remove? Can we add another business to infuse this business? Can we have more instead of this one becoming boring? Like you use the word boring. So
Yeah.
this one has become boring. Doesn't mean I have to destroy it to try something new. Maybe I
Yes.
try something new along with it
Yes.
and ask the question, are we done? Maybe you're done.
That is really
Maybe it's time to
powerful.
move.
Are we done? I love
Yeah, are
that.
you done? Yeah. So you do that with the things that you own. It's not necessarily business, because many people will
Yes.
be like, oh, I'm not in a business, so I won't be able to relate to it. It's with your career, it's with your job, it's with the things you own. It's with your mouse, it's with your laptop, it's with your speaker, it's with your Bluetooth earphones, everything. Are we done? If it stopped
Yes.
working, it's giving you
Yes.
too much trouble. Your car is breaking down again and again. Are we done, guys?
Yes.
Ask that question. And
Powerful
do you need
question, guys.
very, very powerful question? And then don't shy away from asking that question. Ask what is required. That doesn't mean, okay, some people will misinterpret this thinking that I have to destroy something before I can have something new. No,
Yes.
you can have multiple things going on and contributing to
Add to
you,
it.
and
Add extra
every day.
things. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every day morning, if you begin with these tools, you are willing to ask this question, you're willing to be vulnerable, that I would really want to ask this question. What are the choices I can make that will be contributive to everything that I will be and do today? And how much more can I receive? You will get weird awarenesses, all kinds, from all directions, and have the courage to act on them.
Yes. That's the main, yeah, is like, don't just have the awareness floating around, actually act upon that awareness and take action if it feels aligned, and go for it, because you just don't know what can come out of that.
Yeah.
And if your awareness is showing you something, there's a reason why it's showing you something. So
Yeah. And the next thing people go to is, oh, I'm choosing. Yeah. So you're choosing. So what next?
yes.
Because the journey from your choice to it actualizing is, what
Choice,
should I say,
choice, choice.
is there are these milestones of actions that you need to take to be able to reach there. So your journey from here to there is strewn with possibilities of taking actions. You
Yes.
can choose from any of them, and there are no judgments of the actions that you're taking. You can take the shortcut, you can take the long cut, you can take the easy, whatever works, but without taking action. Oh, I am choosing. Yeah, you're choosing. What next? What next? What next? Next question, next question, next question, next question. Action, 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 action. And when I say action, it's also misunderstood. People think action is doing. It's not always doing.
Yes, true.
Even asking a question, getting the awareness, and knowing what is the next question to ask is also an action.
Yes.
Ask enough questions. Don't be a doo-doo head. Don't jump into it immediately. And don't judge yourself because I didn't do enough.
That's a big one.
Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. Know what is required and be willing to do anything. So it's an action. And let's take a silly example. You can consider taking an action as sitting and doing a certain number of clearings. An action can be picking up your car, going from one corner to another, doing errands. An action can be calling somebody and having a conversation so that you can attract the clients that you require. You can be networking. If you're in a job, you have some peers who are going to contribute to your project. You sit and you just talk, general catch up. But that is an action. Do not judge it. Oh, I didn't talk about my project milestones. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And that's why, oh, it was waste of time. No,
No.
everything is an action. Everything creates.
And trust the action
Every
that you
action
make as well,
creates.
I would say. Yeah, trust the action that you make, because I've gone into so much judgment before where I thought, oh my God, I didn't give enough, or I didn't say enough, or I didn't do this and I didn't do that. But what was required as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And be honoring. Be honoring of the requirements of your body.
Yes.
Be honoring of what is required in that situation. What am I required?
Yes.
Don't judge what can be done or cannot be done. And if you are very sure this is something that I would not like, ask a question. So that's why I always say people are ready to kill me with daggers, because every time I keep saying ask a question, people are like, she doesn't even have any question. She keeps saying that ask a question. But the power of question is every question opens up infinite possibilities to choose from.
It's so
It's like,
amazing. It's
yeah.
so amazing asking a question. It's so simple, but we don't do it enough. I'm having to
You
always
don't
remind
listen.
myself of, like, ask a question, just ask something. And, you know, what question can I ask? And it's always amazing, and always the whole day will flow if I ask the question. And if they don't
Yeah.
ask the questions that day, I get stuck in limitation, I get stuck in frustration because things aren't flowing. So this is a perfect
Yes.
example of how that actually contributes to the day, following the energy as
Yes.
well. Yeah, thank you for
Absolutely.
sharing
And
that.
there are misconceptions,
Yes.
multiple misconceptions about what is a question. For example, what is wrong with me is not a question.
Yes.
There is an art of asking a true question.
Yes.
Question is not a conclusion with a question mark at the end. Question is something that should be open-ended, that allows possibilities to flow in. It can be a yes, no question as well,
Yes.
but be willing to ask a true question. So in these classes, we'll also talk about how you ask a true question that gives you information, that gives you perceiving, knowing, allows you to be, and allows you to receive. So all of that, it comes as a part of you learning to ask your questions that will help you. Nobody can teach you. There isn't a book that I will give you. These are the questions. We can give you guidance. But
Yes.
your questions have to be yours because your money reality is yours. And how much change you are willing to make is, again, your choice, not anybody else's.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for affirming that. It's just the power of questions. I mean, it seems, like I say, it seems of like, how's a question going to create? But it really does.
Yes.
And the way that you ask the questions creates the awareness that you specifically need, which is
Yeah.
why this class is not molded, it's not set in a certain format. It's very much about following the energy of the class, the people who are there, and going with the energy of the space. So we have this class. Is there anything else you wanted to share about this class?
I also wanted to talk about one thing that people
Yeah,
will always ask. Okay, it might come to comments in this video saying
right.
that what are the right questions? There are no
Yeah.
right or wrong questions.
So,
There are no right or wrong questions.
yes.
How can I ask the right question? The moment
Yes.
you say that, you started judging your own question, your own capacity to ask the
Yes.
question. And what if you didn't have to judge a question and you simply worked with it, asked a question, it gave up something, gave you some information, you followed it. Let's say it didn't work out. The power of choice and the power of question is you can, again, in the next 10 seconds, select something else. You can choose something else. Now, it depends upon how much your money reality is true for you, how much informed you are about it, that you do not have to go through the tedious process of trial and error, hit and miss, before you know what works for you. That journey itself is again a choice. If you're doing it from the awareness, if you're using the tools, you're asking questions that work for you, and you're willing to receive the information that the question is giving you without going into the conclusion you have already put inside your head, your trial and error, so-called failures will be less. And you
Yes.
will be
Yes.
able to keep making that progress, keep moving forward instead of having to stumble and fall every time. And there's nothing wrong in stumbling and falling. We all do. But
Yes.
your trouble will be less. That is the whole idea. And that's what we plan to enable in these classes.
Oh, I love how it's empowering you to know your truth and returning you back to
Yes.
you and becoming
Yeah.
unstuck from what you think you know, but knowing more than you'd ever thought you knew. So it's just really empowering to go there and explore your possibilities with money and money beyond it and beyond that and beyond that.
Yes. And we are not the gurus.
No,
We
no,
do
no,
not have any answers.
no.
We are empowering you. We
Yes,
are enabling you. And newsflash, we are going to learn from you because your
yes,
questions are going to give us awareness and knowledge about
yes,
things that we can do better.
yes,
So it's empowering in every way. And it is an overall experience that you get to have a taste of when you come for these classes, and you're willing to be vulnerable with your own reality instead of saying, oh, I'm just going to go out and party. That's also celebrating money. Yeah, I'll just go out and party. I'll spend some time with friends, watch a movie, sleep in bed. That's a choice. Yeah, you are willing to do that. Go ahead, do it. But this is a different choice, which might create greater, but you gotta give it a chance so that you can get to experience that as well.
Expanding your choice, expanding your choices. There's always so many choices that you have every day. So this really is a
Yeah.
class of expanding your choice and what is available to you, and that you do have the ability to choose greater than what you've been choosing before, and it contributes to your life in all aspects. It
Absolutely.
goes far beyond just money, but into actually creating your whole reality and beyond.
Absolutely.
So Are You Creating Money or Debt is on the 25th to the 27th of this month. And you can also book this class one-to-one as well, which is great.
Yep.
What a
Yep.
gift that is any time of the year. So if you ever want to choose your money story and change it, make it different, see what else is possible, do follow the link below and register your interest. Thank you
Yes.
so
And
much.
we've done a few more calls. We have done a few more lives. We
Yes.
will link it below in the
Yes.
description so that in case you haven't heard them and you like what we are talking about and you would like to hear more, we will put those links there. And like Morgana mentioned, you can have these classes throughout the year whenever you want, because we love being flexible, but we are following the energy of the season. So we are doing
Yes.
it this season, and we'll continue doing this season and continue doing these lives and conversations for all of you to have a taste of what we are doing. But know that you can always choose a different possibility for yourself. And that's why it's open for all any time of the year. You just have to give us a little bit time notice. So there is a
Yes.
registration link as well as a booking link. If you would like to go and book and this time doesn't work for you, you can go and book separately as well.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Don't
Of
forget
course.
to like, share, and subscribe as well. Please,
Mm.
thank you, and share this video with anyone that you know could benefit from hearing this,
Yeah.
and using these videos to even just start getting awareness about what else is possible with money. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Morgana. All right, guys. We'll see you
Thank you.
later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.